Hello, hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another live stream. I am doing this a little bit earlier than usual. Gotta check and make sure that this is actually working, so just give me a moment really quickly to check in and make sure I'm actually live on YouTube. It worked properly last time, so who knows? Should hopefully be consistent, but I'm just going to double check really quickly. Let's see. Am I actually live? Why, it's just loading. Is it my internet? I don't like this process. I don't like that every time that I'm live streaming, there's something else to worry about, something else that's not working. I can't get the live stream page to load. It's just saying something went wrong. Okay, it appears to be working. I think we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump into this. Yes. Okay, now things are showing up. This is a little bit earlier than usual. I don't necessarily have a specific time. I've only been doing this for a month, but my last live streams, like all last month, were an hour later. So I don't know if this is more convenient or less convenient, but here we are. We're giving it a shot. Okay, so for today's live, we are going to be doing my November Plan With Me setup. So I'm very excited to finally be doing this. I cannot believe that it's already November 7th and I'm just now getting to this. So let's go ahead and just give it a go. So firstly, I am going to be using my color palette that came with my my fall foliage inspired palette. This was for anyone who is in any of the Patreon tiers. You would have gotten this one for free. So let's see if I can pull up the colors for anyone who wants to add these in. I'll leave these up for a little bit of a second and I will just kind of talk for a moment. I actually did go ahead and add them in already this time, so if you need to, go ahead. And if you're using a different program that does not require you to enter in the hex codes, because GoodNotes 6 apparently now has an eyedropper tool, and also if you are using like other programs, like I think like Zoom Notes, and a few others have an eyedropper feature, which is so brilliant. I absolutely love that. I'm a little bit jealous. I have not personally upgraded to GoodNotes 6, but I'm tempted just for that feature. But I'm also really tempted to just try out some other programs. That is a project I will be working on sometime sort of soon, but I'm not really in a rush to do that just yet. So it'll be just a little bit longer. But as usual, I always like to put those colors in. It just helps me to keep things consistent throughout the month and helps me during this planning process if there is anything that I decide that I do want to kind of like add in as part of the design process so that it does match, especially when it comes to fonts and other text. But let's go ahead and jump to October firstly. Actually, I lied. Let's not do that. Let's come to our sticker pack here. And I am going to grab, I think this dark green into the light green. There's just something about it that feels so incredibly beautiful to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. And I'm going to come back to my planner. And I'm going to paste it. Grab my image tool, and then I am just going to place it here. And I don't know, I never know how I feel about it when it's kind of condensed like this. Hey, May! So glad to have you here. I wonder how you feel about this. Whenever you use the ombre sticker, do you like to have it where the ombre effect or like the gradient goes vertically? Or do you prefer, sorry, I bumped my camera. Or do you prefer for it to go like left to right? I personally, ooh, sorry, focus issues. Stop. It's freaking out. Oh my. I personally always think that I want to have it like this, but then whenever it's really condensed like that, I'm not a huge fan. So I typically end up going the other way. And I actually think I want to start from dark to light and go like this. Yeah, that's totally fair. I agree with you, May. Definitely depends on where you put it. All right, so I'm just going to fill this space here. Also, May, I loved watching your plan with me so far. Absolutely beautiful and so fun. Oops, so fun that you did that with your niece. Makes me so excited. My niece could care less about this stuff, so I think that's so sweet. Aww, I hope your migraine feels better. That's very unfortunate. But thank you so much for showing up. I'll try to keep my voice levels down, you know. Anyway, I'm just going to make this work a little bit better. Fit it on here. Not paying careful enough attention. And then I'm going to hop back to my October monthly. And I'm just going to turn on text boxes only. And I'm going to steal this text. Oops. Come back to November. And I'm going to paste this. I love that story, May. May said that when she did this with her niece had actually come in and said, "Are you talking to yourself?" Aw, because May records videos. You should definitely check out her YouTube channel. May, if you want to put your little handle in the comments here, I'll read it out loud because I actually don't have the live chat replay on. I should probably start adding that. Anyway, I've just gone and I've changed this to white. And now we're going to go in and customize with our elements. We're going to block off some of this. So let's find my digital planning folder. That's my June freebies. I do that every time. I just need to get rid of that folder. All right, here we go. Just going to move this into place. Perfect. And then I think what I want to do, we'll see if this backfires, but what I'm thinking about is using this board to put my month. Oops, I forgot. Let's turn images back on. And I'm going to use this as like the heading. So I'm going to grab my image tool just so I can have more control over the rotation. And I think I'm going to stretch it out just a little bit, but then I'm going to tap on here and I'm going to crop it. And because these edges here on the left and right have been elongated a little bit, I'm going to try to evenly crop them in on the sides there. And then see how that looks once I stretch it out again. That's a little bit better. Okay, and I think that should fit the word November pretty well. It sort of looks like a school chalkboard. I'm going to tap on November here. And I'm going to paste it and size it up. I actually like the texture here of the lettering if you are going to put it on the sign, because it does make it look a little bit more like chalk, because it has that texture. Thank you, Jen. I actually just looked up and saw that, and I was going to take it off. I appreciate you looking out. Thanks so much. I love it. May, I'm glad that you like having this month. You're not the only person that has said that. So I'm glad that there's a consensus amongst pretty much everyone that you really like having the month sticker. So I will do my best to keep those coming in future sticker sets. And also, May's handle is May V Sims. So it's May MAE V and then Sims, like Sims, like the game Sims, right? I used to love Sims. I've not played in such a long time. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into some more design elements. And I have been obsessed with these since I designed them. They're so pretty. I couldn't remember where I got these pictures or where I got these plants from. What I did was I was actually at a Chick-fil-A in the bathroom, and they had these carnations. I went back and looked at the photos because I couldn't remember where I got them, but they had these carnations in these vases, and they also had them on the tables. And I just started snapping pictures of the carnations, and I just love the shape of the carnation leaves. So that is what these are. I traced them, and I did it all in Procreate with a nice textured brush, which is what I used to actually draw all of these elements. And then I vectorized them and took them into Affinity Designer. So anyway, did I already copy those? I got distracted. There is so far a lot of green here. But yeah, I just love these. I think they're so pretty. I use them in the wallpaper downloads. I use them here, obviously. I just think they're so pretty. I'm going to grab my image tool and start rotating these a bit. You mean in Sims, May? You like create like characters and stuff from shows like Powerpuff Girls and Recess? Am I getting that right? Am I understanding? I think that's super cute. How fun. What a throwback. Maybe I want to rotate these around a little bit. I thought I wanted them sort of coming out from behind, but maybe I'm wrong. I think I'm just going to kind of grab these and paste some more of them and rotate them. And just kind of fill this space. I might add in a couple of the other cute stickers. But I don't know, I'm just obsessed with these ones. Okay, did you all see that? I definitely pressed paste, right? So anyway, I'm just gonna copy again, paste again, rotate. And then I'll take this one, copy it and paste it. Every time, I don't know why, it's a problem I have. I will use the image tool to move something because it's my preference, specifically images. And then when I tap off, it I feel like it always goes back. Maybe it just does it sometimes. Maybe it's not me because it didn't do it that time. But I feel like it always goes back to the lasso tool. And then when I want to just tap on it again like I have with these ones, I for some reason can't. I must be missing something. Maybe I'll go back and rewatch this and see what I did. I just think these are so pretty. I don't know. I love these. I love them so much. These are probably my favorite stickers from this set. Either that or the houndstooth. These are the two things that I'm most obsessed with. What about you guys? What are your favorite stickers from this set? I think I also really like this one. I'm going to take this cute little flower sticker. Would it be weird to put it here? Could I crop it? Kind of put it in there? I'm not sure that I'm liking this combination. So I think I'm just going to get rid of that. Maybe I'll end up using it somewhere else later. This houndstooth, I love it so much. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is actually take the houndstooth here, copy this, and I'm going to paste. Grab my image tool. So Jen, when you say that you love the individual leaves, do you mean like the lined ones, these ones? Like, do you have a preference for a specific kind of leaf? Or, because they're all technically individual leaves, or do you just like on the whole having a bunch of individual leaves that you can play around with? I'm going to come back to this houndstooth thing that I'm working on, but I will wait and see what you say. The houndstooth is like a perfect pattern, so it's actually really, really easy to copy it again at the same size that you were just working with it at and paste it, and then you can easily just layer it together and it'll be perfect. So I'm going to grab my image tool and just move it over. It's supposed to be perfect. I tested this earlier. What's happening? Why? That's not cool. See, okay, maybe just move it up a little bit. That's working there just fine. So if you want it to fill a space, maybe just go up a couple, like a couple rows. It really should be perfect though. I don't know what the problem is there. I'm going to come back to my image tool so I don't have any other problems. We're just going to line this up again. And I think I want to really kind of just do like the whole side. Image tool, tapping, not working. You know, you have to come down a little bit. That's why. So it should be like even on this side, not at the top. Does that make sense? So I was lining it up here, but this isn't like the same size as one of the squares. Gosh, this probably makes no sense, but because I designed the pattern, I can like visualize it. But the top of the part of the pattern has been cut off here at the top, so you just have to match it up with the point that like the point that the pattern does actually start at, which would be just below that cube instead of actually at the cube. Okay, so both Jen and May, oh my goodness. So both Jen and May love the line leaves. I actually really like those too. I think they're very like elegant and beautiful. So much fun. All right, so I've got probably, I think that's probably enough for what I want to do here. We'll see. I'm going to then grab some washi tape, and I think I'll do the yellow pumpkins. I'm going to copy these and paste it over here. And I'm going to go a little bit sideways for some character. And then, here's the part I'm not totally sure what I want to use. I could use the acorns, or maybe I'll just do the pie. I think that might work. So I'm going to do it off to the side, just to give myself maybe a little more precise location, I guess, of the things that I want to place on here. Which means I think in order to help myself, I will probably grab just this grid washi for now. I know what I want to do is I want to have basically like, I want to have like 1, 2, probably skip a line. So 1, 2, 3. I want to have a title, 1, 2, 3, a title, and then 1, 2, 3. So I think this needs to be just a little bit smaller. But what I'm going to do, I probably should have used a different color, but that's okay. We'll do it off to the side. Yeah. I'm going to do, let's see, 1 here. Oh no, it's too small to copy and paste it. All right, I'm going to use my lasso tool, and I'm just going to copy this and paste it. Another issue that I have with GoodNotes is that once something's too small, or sometimes if it's like layered too much, you just really can't do everything that you want to do. Okay, I'm actually going to leave those. Okay, I'm going to leave those there just for a moment, and I'm going to come back, and I will probably just grab one of these. So just because they have a bunch of whites, I'm just going to copy this, paste it, and then I'm going to crop it. So with my image tool, I'm going to tap on here. Gosh, I keep doing that. Like random screenshots of YouTube videos and things lately. I'm going to crop this. Just going to crop the white. Ooh, what are my thoughts on just cropping in the rounded corners? I think I'm just going to keep it white. So I'm going to crop this. As much as I love that yellow, I'm going to just crop this and try to center it the best that I can. And I'm actually going to do that, of course. I'm going to bring it over here and just kind of line it up. And it basically is the width of 2 of these rows. And then I'm going to copy this and paste. Oh, it would help if I tapped off of it and then copy and pasted it at the current size. So I'm going to copy and paste it. And then I'm going to, let's move it over just a little bit. So this is pretty consistent with like that line there. So I'm going to try to do the same. So one of my favorite little hacks, I guess, for making sure everything stays aligned. Okay, and then I'm also, before I move on to the next step, I want to make sure that this kind of fits nicely in between these two, and I think that that is pretty good for what I want, so I'm going to move it back over here. And I'm going to paste another one of these. And that was down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just put this in place. And it's close enough. I'm not particularly stressed about it being absolutely perfect. But I am going to kind of look closely about where this is lined up, and I can see that the bottom of this little dollop of whipped cream is just at the top of this line. So I'm going to copy these and do the same for the next one. Oops. So do that little dollop right at the top of the line. Try to keep it the same distance from this white line here. I swear I don't know what I would do without these grids. I feel like they are so helpful in aligning things and making it look so much better. Okay, so that meets that need. That looks pretty good. And now what I can do is I can just lasso this part and delete it. And then, since I have handwriting under here, but it doesn't really matter, I'm just going to move this over. I think this will be really cute. And I just want to make sure that the white is centered. And because it's November and I'm trying to be grateful and also trying to have a little bit of like work-life balance, which I feel like everyone is always working on, right? I am going to add my text in here, my cheeky Collegian font. And I think I'm going to do it in one of the greens. But I want to have a personal section. And let me just make sure that I like that size. I actually think that that's perfect. I'm going to color this and do, I think, the green. I'm going to turn off images and just put text boxes only on. I'm going to copy this and then just paste it twice. So paste that in the center there. And paste this one here. And then what I think I'm going to do is just change this so I have a personal one, a health one, and a relationships one. So I think, I don't remember what month it was. What am I doing? I need to do text. Maybe you guys remember. But I had seen from Ali Abdal's YouTube video this concept of like doing like a health section and a personal, or a health section, a like social or relationship section, and a work section when it comes to like setting goals. It's a really good way of keeping things balanced, and I think he was doing it daily. And I did put it in one of my like daily plan, one of my daily setups, and I actually really did love it. I would do it again. I think it did help me to prioritize things other than just like my crazy work life. I did feel more balanced, so I would recommend it. But I'm actually going to try and just do it for this month as like maybe 3 big sort of personal or relationship or what was the other one? Work goals. Work, personal, and relationship. So I swapped out health for personal, and I think one of my personal goals will be a health related sort of focus point for the month. So personal, relationship, and work. I'm just going to make sure that that is centered. That looks not perfectly centered. Obviously, you can make sure it's perfectly centered by taking the blue nodes out to each edge and then actually center aligning it. But apparently that's too much work for me in this moment. I like that. I like being able, this is why it's so nice to be able to customize everything. But Maya says that for her weekly, she wants to try to do something similar to these boxes, but for like film, edit, and post. And I think that that's really great because you can just use this concept and like categorize anything that you have going on in your life, or any kind of goals that you have. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. I can't wait to see your video. Okay, now also because it's November and I want to be grateful, I am going to take one of these. I need to turn images on, I forgot. I'm going to take this light green and I'm going to add this in here. So let's paste, grab my image tool. Oops. And just kind of place this. Do I want it down here or do I want it over here? I think I'm going to put it here. I'm probably not doing anything realistically on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So I'm just going to now take, let's see, what color? Does anyone have a preference? What color should I use here? I feel like I almost don't have a choice. I feel like I have to use yellow for balance purposes. Okay, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to do this in yellow. I think that will be better because there's not enough yellow on this page. And then I can do like my washi tape in the green color to break that section up. Does anyone else think about stuff like this, or do I just overthink everything? Let's do this green plaid. Oh no, the dogs outside are going crazy. Fun story, I'm currently house sitting for my aunt, and it's a good thing that my dad does not live far from her because I had a lot of like Zoom calls and stuff that I had to do today. And at her house, nothing would work for like internet-wise for my computer. So for live streaming or for doing my Zoom calls, while I still used my iPad for the actual, like, I use my iPad when I'm on Zoom calls and I use the computer for the calling portion. And then I work on my iPad throughout the Zoom calls. And so I can't really do the Zoom from my iPad because I'm using my iPad. And so, yeah, it was really hectic and super crazy, me realizing that I couldn't get my internet to work. So I ended up having to come out to my dad's for a few hours today, go back to my aunt's to take care of her animals, and then come back to my dad's house again to live stream tonight. But luckily they really only live like 10 minutes apart, so it wasn't too crazy for me. But this is the problem with being as nomadic as I am, is I never know how the internet is going to be. Always a struggle. Okay, let's see. I could do a bunch of these cute little flowers. Okay, you know what? I know what I want to do is I want to have some Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving little stickers. So because I'm certain about those, let's just go ahead and start that. So I want to erase the word Thanksgiving. Oh my gosh, you know what I realized? You guys, I haven't put my numbers on here yet. Wow, that is, oh my gosh, I usually start with that. I can't believe I didn't do that. Okay, that's next. So I'm going to put my Thanksgiving sticker here. And I'm going to copy and paste happy. And I'm going to kind of make it like the same width. I don't know how I feel about that, actually. Is my Thanksgiving crooked or is my happy crooked? I feel like the happy feels crooked, but okay, I'm going to move it over a little bit and make it, maybe just shrink it down a tiny bit. Yeah, May, I figured you would get that. I figured you'd relate. Okay, let's use some of these cute little leaves that everyone seems to love. I know, I definitely picked up that one, so we're going to have a little stray extra sticker here. But I'm going to paste that. And I think this one, I don't know why, I love this one maybe the most. It's silly. I don't know why. I'm going to go back to using my image tool. But I really love this one. Oh no. I don't know why it has to be like that. It won't let me grab it, and I don't love that. Okay, let's do maybe like that. And I'm going to keep in mind that the 23 is going to go there. So I'm just going to, let's see if it'll let me grab these ones. Yay. Okay, I'm just going to kind of place these in here and fill the space. So this was sort of my intent with these designs, was so that you'd be able to, if you wanted to, just kind of mix and match them and make them fit nicely together and eventually have some beautiful little pattern made up of your stickers. I think that's really cute. I might move the happy over just a hair. Okay, and then now I feel like I sort of want to keep that the same for my happy Friendsgiving. Do I want to do that? Is that boring to do the same thing? My friends and I don't even know if I can go. But my friends are doing a Friendsgiving on the 18th, and I'm supposed to be house sitting on that day. I'm always house sitting for people. Okay, we're going to switch it up. I'm going to angle this one because it's longer. And I probably will also angle the happy. And I'm going to leave that line there because that's usually how I mark that I am house sitting without being too disruptive to my planner. So May says anytime that she tries to use the image tool, she ends up squishing the sticker. Yeah, I have that happen to me a lot, and then I just end up pressing the undo button and I go back and I just either zoom in more carefully or just try again. Because I get really picky about the distortion. I don't like that. But obviously, if it doesn't bother you, you don't have to worry about it. But if it does bother you, you can just undo it and zoom in more. The problem is just that, oh my goodness, when they're small, for example, like this one, it's not going to let me grab it. Of course it won't. Okay, but if it's small, let's see. That one will let me get it. If you're not zoomed in far enough, then it's a lot easier to, especially because these icons get bigger, it's a lot easier to, you'll try to resize it, but maybe you end up grabbing one of the edges. So I find the best solution is just to zoom in more, zoom in as much as you can. But yeah, it's also one of my pet peeves. I don't know if it's a problem with other planning apps. It's definitely one of my frustrations with GoodNotes. It's not enough to make me quit the program, but it definitely is something that does annoy me from time to time. Okay, let's see. Let's use some of the other leaves. We'll do keep it a little bit consistent. So I'm just going to grab these ones and copy them. And so even though this is going to be different, I'm just going to paste these, size them down. And I don't know, is this cute? Let me grab my image tool. It probably won't let me. Oh, yay, it did. And we'll just kind of underline Friendsgiving with this wheat here. It's a little weird, isn't it? I feel like it's a little weird. Anyway, and I'm just going to kind of place some of these cute little leaves around. Make sure to vary the colors. See, happened to me, May. So I just, like I said, I just undo it and try again. And then that'll happen, of course, when I've already moved it and gotten it where I wanted it. When you're trying to move it, it's a lot easier than to try and grab these like open corners. But it still gets me. Don't worry. You're not alone. I do like how these leaves have so much motion to them. I think they're really pretty. Let's see. I feel like I'm kind of winding down, losing steam now. It's been about 40 minutes. Getting close to the end here. Gonna get rid of these leaves. I might regret that later. I'm probably gonna want them. Okay. I am going to probably add in the numbers, change the text here just to colors that match, and then maybe just add in like a couple other little decorations down here. So let's start with, I haven't used this in a long time. So I'm going to copy this and paste it. Thanks, May. I appreciate the company, honestly. I'm still sort of getting used to being, I don't know, doing live streams essentially, because I'm like, how much do I continue to talk about what I'm doing, which is what the purpose of the video is, while also still taking the time to connect and have a conversation. So I am curious, do you have anything going on? Are you, anyone who's watching, are you guys doing anything particularly special this month? Anything that you want to share? I'd love to hear about your plans. For me, obviously you guys can see I have Thanksgiving and Friendsgiving. Typically every either October or November, I do a trip to Chicago. And that's always one of my favorite things. I have one of my best friends from when I was like 8 years old. She lives there, so I try to do an annual visit, at least once. But it's my favorite time of year to be in Chicago. I just really love this time of year there, and so I always go visit her. And I haven't gone yet this year, and I was supposed to spend most of November there, but then when my aunt needed me to house sit, and then I had other people house sit, and now obviously there's like, my friend has Friendsgiving, and I was going to come home for Thanksgiving anyway, but still I wanted to spend the majority of the month there, and I clearly have not done that. So I don't know, I might squeeze in a trip between Friendsgiving and Thanksgiving, or maybe after Thanksgiving. I'll have to see, but I'm sure you guys will find out. And then I also just came back from Traverse City this past weekend. I always go every year in November as well. And we did this beautiful drive, actually a couple hours north of Traverse City, about an hour and a half north. And it was so gorgeous. There's this like tree tunnel, and it's just miles and miles of like just trees and the leaves changing. And it was so, so beautiful. I've never done that before. And it is probably as close as I'll get to like driving through the New England states at this time of year until I actually do finally go to those places. So that is on my to-do list for maybe next fall or the fall after. May's trying to be a snowbird. I love snow, so I'm the opposite. This is my favorite. It snowed for us on Halloween, and I lost my mind. I was just so excited. I turned into a literal child. I was sending videos of myself like screaming with excitement to my nephews and my nieces. I was just so incredibly happy. Literal child. I think most people are like, what is wrong with you? But I just love it. Okay, I think I want to keep these kind of small. Yeah, like that. And just kind of get them to cover up. Maybe 28 is probably one of the largest number combinations. So I think that'll be good. And I think what I'm going to do is something that I've done in like previous months, which is where I think I only did it one time, where each week is a different color, and then anything that I write in that week will sort of match that color. Well, it will actually match. So that's what I'm going to do. Personal preference. Love the way that looks. I say that I love the way it looks, and then for whatever reason, I did not follow through with doing that any other month. But I don't know, it also makes me feel somehow a little bit more organized, even though it really doesn't make a difference. But it makes me feel like my weeks are color-coded, and I really love that. Also, I can hear that my stepmom has returned home. So now there's a bunch of background noise. Oh, what am I doing? Let's delete these for now. Can you guys hear the voices in the background? I think I made a mistake. I think I don't want to do the green and the dark green. It'll be fine. That's what I'm going to do. I almost feel like I just would have preferred to do like the red and then the light green and then the yellow and the dark green. But I don't really care to undo it all and start again, so it'll be good. I might change my mind. I might fix it after. You might ask, why don't you just do it now then? That's a great question. I like to make more work for my future self. That's a problem. Oh no! I need to put the red still down here. What am I thinking? Okay. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just going back. Oh, of course. Okay, I'm gonna move these up here so that they're out of the way. Kansas City, Missouri, KCMO. I love that. It's so long. 70 degrees. Oh no. Does it get pretty cold in Kansas City? Why was it 70? That's too warm. It's too warm for 70 degrees this time of year. Or was it just like a fluke thing? We had a pretty warm day. Actually, it's been probably in the 60s lately, which is still arguably too warm. I had all of the windows open in the house. Actually, in my aunt's house. Because the weather was so warm yesterday. But if it was 70, I'd have had the air conditioning on, so that temperature does not work for me. 70 is way too warm. I know I've probably said this before, but I honestly feel like I have reverse seasonal depression. Like, a lot of people get seasonally depressed this time of year. And I can understand that. I get it. Except that is not how my body and my brain work. For me, I feel like I am the worst version of myself when it's warm out. I hate the heat. I become sort of intolerable. All I want to do is just complain when it's warm out or hibernate in the air conditioning. I'm like, please go away. Let's not do anything. Nobody go outside. This is not fun for me. It's not really my most appealing quality, I would say. But nonetheless, it is who I am. I love the snow. Yeah, I get that. I think it's just kind of like a Midwest thing, Jen. The weather, it's crazy. It can just never make up its mind. We have that issue here as well. And I know it's like that in Chicago too. It'll go from being like 30 degrees one day and snowing to suddenly like 70, like you said. I think we had one day like that actually earlier this year in the spring. It makes it pretty impossible to put away like clothes or anything if you want to get rid of your seasonal stuff. Okay, so right now I'm going to turn on handwriting only, and we're going to match the colors. So I'm going to change this color, oops, to the red. Change all the writing here to red. This one to the green. Oh, it looks so good. I just love it. I don't know. It makes such a big difference for me. It's just how my brain works. I prefer this so much. It looks so good. Actually, I need to grab that one down there. I don't know if you can really tell because it's all so small, but it looks so good when it matches. Yeah, the sun does. Yeah, you're right. The sun sets at 5:30. I can see that also being a contributor to seasonal depression for a lot of people because there's not as much vitamin D. That's for sure. The Scrooge of snow. Yeah, I think when it comes to snow, like my perspective is if you just layer up, you can warm up, you know? I mean, not everyone feels that way, and I get it. But you can get warmer if you need to. But when it's hot out, the only way to cool off is to be in the air conditioning or to be in the water. You could be naked and you would still feel absolutely miserable from the heat. So I don't understand summer people, but I know a lot of them. But it's not for me. Summer is not for me. Okay, so I just need to fill this gap. Does anyone have, like, an idea? Oh no, stop moving, camera. I always bump my tripod. If anyone has some ideas of what you think I should put in this little gap here. Otherwise, I'm just probably going to do something random. I'm thinking maybe something with the pumpkins. I really like the pumpkins. There's some houndstooth pumpkins. I think, May, I think you're onto something. I think fall is the best. I mean, I actually love winter the most, but it's a really close call between fall and winter. I think in part, I love fall just a little bit more because it means winter is coming. No, I just misspoke. I love winter the most, but I think one of the appealing things about fall is that it tells me winter is coming. But I also really love fall because it's like, bye, summer. Like, goodbye. Ooh, to tie in the header. Okay, so some of these ones, we could definitely do that. And that would work because I like that idea. There's more green, too, to kind of balance that out. That's a good call. I like it. I think I'm going to grab maybe this section here. Oops, let's turn on images. Copy and paste. For those of you who are in the Patreon group who are watching, I watched a video from one of my lovely patrons who shared a video of her using, I think it was Zoom Notes. Don't quote me on that because I haven't actually seen the interface before, but I think that's the program that she told me she uses. And it looks complicated, but it also looked so incredibly, like, just there's so many more things you can do. Like, you can adjust layers, you can use an eyedropper tool. I was kind of like in awe watching some of those features. I'm a little tempted to try that out. Okay, let's come back. I think I want to put this little cutie right here. I think that looks nice. And I'm going to get rid of these two and tie in, as May said, those. Let's just kind of see how I can make these fit in here. still kind of looking nice. I don't know about that one. There's my cat. Can you hear my cat? She's purring. She's trying to get out of my room. I actually brought her in because whenever I'm at my dad's house, she like begs to come upstairs to my bedroom, and I feel bad because I'm not home very often, and when I am home, if I'm like live streaming or something, I can't neglect her. I feel bad. And so if I'm up here and she knows that I'm home, she will come like knock on the door, and she sticks her paw under the door and she pulls it, and it like thump, 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 thump. I'm like, oh, I cannot have that while I'm live streaming. And so I forced her to come in here. And now she's like, okay, I want out. Okay, I gotta get rid of this one. What do we think? Is it finished? I think it might be finished. I think I'm happy with this. I think it looks good. I love the colors. It looks so much different than my November spread from last year. I'm finally getting to the point where my themed stickers, because I've only been doing this for a little over a year, but I didn't really have a theme before. I guess in October. But I did a completely different theme last October than this October with my stickers, where this is somewhat similar because it's still sort of like fall foliage. So if you saw last year's November plan with me, or if you've been around this whole time, thank you, first of all. Second of all, it's getting to that point where I'm like, how am I going to do these like same months and keep the theme different? But I think I've got enough ideas. I think I can keep it up for a little while longer. I really do enjoy designing these stickers for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy using them as much as I enjoy making them and sharing them with you. So thank you so much, Jen. Also, just a reminder to anyone who is on Patreon that if you've updated the app, there is a chat now. I think a lot of the Patreon patrons have figured it out, but if you haven't, be sure to use it because in there we can finally share photos. And so I think this is a really great way for us to all share our spreads and how we're applying the stickers, giving other people ideas, and also just another way for me to appreciate you guys and all of the beautiful, beautiful things that you guys create. I just feel honored, honestly, that you guys enjoy my stuff enough to come to my live streams or to use my stickers and subscribe to my Patreon. And I just think you're all so incredibly wonderful, and I love you so much. And it just brings me so much joy to see you guys actually like using these things in action. So yeah, anytime that you feel like sharing, I am happy to see that. It makes me really, really excited. Thank you so much, May, as well. And I'm also glad I knew we talked about the October stickers. I like that you used both of them, made that work for you. All right, well, I think that wraps up everything for today's video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. You are all so wonderful. I love you so much. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.